And welcome back, Internet. You have joined us today on Video Game Replays. I am Larry. Joining me is Aidan.
What's up, guys? Aiden in the building. Top left this time, we got C. What's going on, C?
I'm in the building, live and well. McDonald's monopolies treat me nice, so I can't complain.
Man, just give the guy a fix. Tell me it ain't easy being cheesy. Either way, glad everybody's back. We're here to do episode 2 of season 2, episode 3. I don't know where we're at, but I know we're going to talk about UN Squadron today. We got a lot of bases to cross on that. Let's start off with how you been, Hayden? Anything exciting been going on since we talked last?
Pretty much not shit at all. Playing little games. Nothing really exciting happening to me. Still on my weight loss journey, so that's going good. Haven't really cheated that much yet. Other than that,
have you progressed? Have you lost more since last time?
It's only been about a week, so about 3 pounds, but that's something to keep track of. I mean, that counts for something.
Hell yeah.
Not shit. Other than working a lot, and it's been getting colder, so it's sucking because the heater in my little shack don't really work that well.
Didn't you blow it up last year?
Some cold nights ahead. Something like that. Apparently, I just had to reset it. Somewhere in the back of the heater, there's a little tiny like pin button that you press with a pin. Like I don't know that. I've never done that before with this type of heater, so I didn't know. I thought I blew it up. One night I was just freezing to death in my little shack. But yeah, I got some more freezing to death to do over the winter. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard any predictions about it. I haven't ran across any old men to tell me what the weather's going to be like yet. So intrigued by that. But, how about you,
intriguing.
CJ? What's been going on in your world?
A lot of the same. A lot of work. A little bit of basketball. A little bit of video games. Been playing a lot more Valorant. I'm pretty great at it now compared to my old days. So been itching for it. McDonald's Monopoly has been treating me right. As you all know, right before we started recording, I won $50 cash. So that's a pretty big win for me. So I'm positive on McDonald's Monopoly. Basketball team's 14-0. Shout out the Bucks winning the championship tomorrow. Gonna already be won by the time this is posted. So it'll be nice to be a championship caliber coach for the first time in my coaching career. So
only officially.
Yeah, only officially, pretty big deal. Only put it on my resume for small jobs, but other than that, not much, not shit.
I see you flash in the ring like, oh, champion. What you talking about? What are you talking about? Champion in the building. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, by the way, there's a clown somewhere who's laughing like, haha, gotcha, bitch. Got the hooks right in you. Right in you. I'm still in the chaos hell work I got. Like I said, I got inventory coming up in the warehouse world, but I was so just enamored and happy to be back doing this again last week. I'd missed a great story. So it's story time on what Larry's been into. So me and the wife, we're old people. Well, I'm old. She's still hot. But either way, we watch Jeopardy on the regular, and we've been playing catch up because during the summertime, who's got time for that shit? So we've been catching up doing that. So every night we sit down, we watch about an hour worth of Jeopardy, which turns into like 40 minutes of actual TV time. My hope one day is to be on Jeopardy, to realize I will be the guy who goes home with $2,000 and hopefully a little bit of embarrassment not on me. But either way, making it's half the goal, right?
You'll end up losing
either
money.
Way.
You'll have to pay them.
in the net run, I'm sure it'll be a total loss either way. But we're sitting there, we're watching it, and on my basement door, I have a cat door, which allows the animals to go downstairs and use the litter box, what have you. Well, these cats are special kinds of cats. They don't understand the idea that you can just walk through it. They have to burst through that thing. So when they come through, they hit that door really hard. It's loud. It startles you. We're used to it, but also you still, there's a loud noise. So you're like, oh, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
Well, one night we're sitting there watching Jeopardy, and the cat burst through the door, and I don't even catch it. I don't think anything of it. My wife looks over, is like, what the hell does that cat have? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't see it. It's like, it's squirming or something. Like she got a damn mouse. She bring a fucking mouse in my house. So I pop up and I'm getting ready to run over here and figure I gotta take a mouse away from a cat, and it has nothing. It's apparently up next to the closet door, which is the one that hallway as you head towards the back of the house. That one there on the left, the white door.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Well, whatever it was, apparently has gone under this door and gone into the closet. So slowly I pop the door open, I look, don't see nothing. And the cat's still digging. It's looking. It's like, it's not behind the door. It's not on this side of the door. So it starts sniffing around. So I pull out a vacuum cleaner out of it, not under there. Cat's still working at it. And then it finds one particular spot where we have a paper shredder in the corner. So I move a bag that's sitting in front of it, and that cat's on it. Bam, nails that motherfucker. And I'm like, what you got, cat? What do you got? It pulls out a fucking garter snake. A
Oh
14-inch
shit!
garter snake. It grabs it in its mouth, it curls it up. And at that point, it takes it and runs like I'm going to steal it from it. And my wife squeals, screams her head off because she thinks it's coming at her. Like, here, it brought you something. But it shoots back down in the basement. And at that point, I'm like, lock the fucking basement door. Like, okay. It's like, now I got to gear up and I got to go figure out what the hell this cat has, where it has it, and all this stuff. I crack it open, I can see it down the stairs. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's a snake. So, just say I gear up, I go downstairs, and the cat actually has killed it, I do believe, because it doesn't move. His tail sits there, still waggles a little bit. And I went and got a straight shovel, and I confirmed the kill, and I took a picture of it. And yeah, it's about a 14-inch, half-inch thick garter snake that somehow this cat found in my basement where I am at. So,
Hey, that's a good house cat though. I mean, that's
Yeah,
that's not kind of stuff you want him to find.
it's earned its place. It definitely has gotten treats and ice cubes to no end at this point.
That's some
So,
good stuff. I like it.
oh, it's excitement. Like I say, now it's just, wife's terrified to go downstairs, and I'm down here waiting for something to crawl up my leg. It's good times.
That reminds me, one time I actually have a video of it, a funny video. I was at work, I was in my little shack, and there was a mouse in the little shack. I don't know how it got in there. It's just a little trailer, but it's like to get in the trailer, there's like a big step up. So I don't know if this mouse jumped in the trailer. I don't know what happened, but it got in there somehow, and it was. And I have no clue. Every once in a while, I was like, okay, I'm leaving you alone. You leave me alone, because I have no weapons to my disposal. I have my bare hands and I have a broom. I got nothing to take care of this thing. So I'm like, you stay over there in this little cabinet, and with like resting around and all these like little tool things. I was like, you stay over there. I'm fine right here. And I just kept hearing it, and it was driving me insane. And it kept coming out and crawling on my leg. It legit, like, this mouse kept crawling on my foot. And I was like, okay, I gotta handle the situation here. So I got my one weapon I have in hand, my broom, and I actually filmed a video of it. I don't know, remember if you remember. I sent it to CJ at one point. I
I
was
feel
I
the
was
same.
I was like lifting up this little it was like a little suit. It wasn't a suit. It was like overalls, kind of like some work overalls. And I was lifting it up, and wherever it was, and it jumped straight at me when I was recording the video. I was like, and I screamed. I If I find the video, I'll post it in there. It's hilarious. But I eventually did trap it. It kept crawling in my stuff, so I emptied out my bag and I left it on the ground. And I forget, I put some type of candy or something in there, like in the middle of the bag, and it eventually crawled in the bag. And then I pulled up the bag, tied it, and then that was history. Let's
Yeah,
just say
there you go.
I'm a huntsman in the making. I'm probably one of the few people that could have made that happen, made that work. I made it work. I disposed of the mouse with no weapons. Thank you guys. I needed this.
Way to go, man. Took care of it with your bare hands like a man. That's what I'm saying, dude. Way to
I
go.
did.
Way to go.
No
So,
screaming involved.
I was completely manly about it. It's like, oh, that was my
he, lo-
scream.
he locked in, man. He had to put on his war face and ah.
Yeah.
You got any heroic stories of tales of anything like that, CJ? Just out of curiosity.
Oh yeah. There's one I was about to tell, but I probably won't tell that one. Yeah, we'll not tell
Oh,
that
I
one.
know what you're talking about.
So, say that one for the Patreon.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think so. I'm not really the heroic type when it comes to that. Not really grab a snake kind of guy. I'll smash a spider. In Oklahoma, I did have some spider trouble. Bunch of brown recluses when I first moved in.
Oh God.
Terrifying. Wolf spiders were like pretty big out there, so it'd just be casual, and the cat doesn't do anything, but one of the dogs is chasing a wolf spider like this big, including legs, kind of thing.
Oh God.
So Yeah, I did catch a few little lizards out there in Oklahoma, though. I just opened the back door and they'd be on the brick wall. So I'd catch a few of them, hung out with them for a day or two, let them go, you know. But
God, it's like middle America, Australia
yeah.
or some shit, dude.
Dude, I
I
have
did
so
have
many
a pet
stories like
mole.
this.
I had a pet mole for a weekend once at my grandparents'. I was looking for worms. My grandpa's rule was, you want to go fish, go get some worms, and we'll go fish. So we're flipping these little patio stones, and a mole, like just a little tiny baby, and I wanted to
Those
keep
are
it.
so cute.
My grandpa's very like country kind of guy, this grandpa. And so my grandma was like, "Oh yeah, you know, you gotta put this in there." My grandpa was like, "Why the fuck you want to keep a mole? Just get fucking rid of it, you know? Like, just get me out." And it ended up dying like before the weekend was over, and I even went home. So pretty sad.
Yeah, I have so many stories out this because these little shacks I'm in are like in the middle of nowhere, like in the woods. And not only does it get scary, but there's so much wildlife and shit out there. There's one time, there's actually two times. One time I was just sitting on my phone bullshitting doing nothing, and I hear something. I was like, what is that noise? Because like, you know, I hear stuff out there every once in a while, but this sounded like it was like close, and it sounded like not a bug, like an animal. And I looked down, and there's a skunk rubbing against my leg as I'm
Oh
sitting in my
gosh.
chair. I showed you guys this video. I don't know if I showed CJ, but I definitely showed Larry the video. And there was a
Yeah,
skunk
that's
rubbing
good.
against my leg, and I looked down, and I was literally frozen in fear because I was not sitting that 12-hour shift completely skunked up. I would
Oh
have drove home.
god.
I sat there in fear, and it eventually just crawled away, like literally like a minute later. Like it was like a couple minutes of me just of that skunk sitting around. Yeah, literally like that. And there's
Yeah.
another. If anybody knows anything about me, I'm terrified of spiders and bugs. I cannot stand them, and I tend to embellish my stories a little bit. But I heard
Just a little bit.
just a little bit. But I was in the little shack, and I heard like something like buzzing around, like flapping around, and it literally sounded like a bird flapping around. It was like the noise it was making. I was like, "What is that?" I chopped it up to being like a giant stink bug or something, or like some type of stink bug. But later in the shift, I heard the noise again, and then something flew at me. It was this giant. It was like this big. It was a praying mantis that flew at me. That was in the
Oh
corner of the
god.
MCU. I didn't even know they could fly, but it flew at me and started crawling up my leg. And I looked it up. It's not illegal. I did stomp on it, stomp on it out of pure defense. I thought it was illegal, but it was out of self defense. I stomped on it out of self defense, and yeah,
Am I
that was
allowed
that.
to
But that
kill
was
this? Oh, I can. Okay. Yeah, self
no.
defense, my ass, buddy.
I definitely looked it up afterwards. If it was illegal, then I would have had to serve my time.
Lock me up.
I'd have called the police on myself.
I've done wrong. I've killed a praying mantis. Well, like I say, there's always a good tale to be had in all those. I still have one little question a week. We'll try not to drag it out too far, but I wanted to kind of touch on it because it's still semi-current. It's still kind of in the now. So let's touch on this one here. I asked you guys previously that you hadn't, so I'm gonna have to give you a little education. But the question was in regards to Three Eye Atlas. Now, this is basically a recently discovered interstellar comet, and it's basically on a trajectory to where it's going to go about 2.5 Earth units within the sun. The problem is it's going to go behind the sun, and we're going to be on the sun side. So when it passes us in the next month or two, this thing about, I think it says about 3 or 4 miles is going to pass by. Now, originally they came out and said, one of the guys said it could be an alien spaceship, and it looks like just a big old turd coming from nowhere. So I don't know, but I mean, the speculation's there, the curiosity's there. I think it's a really interesting story, especially if you're into a bunch of space stuff. I kind of think space is cool. It's very empty, but an object shooting out from nowhere. They've been on it since July of 2025, and now it's October 2025, and I think the closest it's going to pass is going to be, like, say, somewhere about November, December. But the problem is it'll be on the other side of the sun, so we won't be able to see it. But it's still should be close enough on its slingshot side that we'll be able to, I guess, to see it during the day when it's shooting back out. Maybe, maybe
Hmm.
not. That's up in the air because depending how it actually wraps around. All this to go around, I don't know if we've asked this before, but if it is an alien spaceship and there are aliens on it, are they driving by or are they going to stop and kill us? Aidan, what's your take? Go.
Uh, my take is my wait. Is it a two-part question. Do you think it's aliens, and are they going to stop and kill us? Is it a two-part question?
I'll take that.
I don't think it's aliens, just because if you think about it, like we have telescopes that can see like galaxies away now, and for someone or something to travel, they would literally pretty much have to go at light speed or 99% of the speed of light to eventually reach us. And according to the laws and the science that we have now, anything with mass cannot travel at the speed of light. Or so I don't think it's possible for something, if there is aliens out there and we can't see them, that means they're galaxies and galaxies and galaxies away. I don't think it's possible for them to reach us. So I don't think it's aliens. I believe in aliens, but I don't think we'll ever see aliens. And if it was aliens, are they going to stop and kill us? I don't think so, unless it's an armada. You said this thing was the size of like a giant turd. Like what size turd are we talking about?
I think they said it's about 3 to 4 miles long.
Okay, so a couple of mile spaceship. So that's pretty much. I was gonna say it would need to be like an armada, but a 3 mile long spaceship. That's pretty much like a. That's like bigger than a Death Star, like or as big. Or what's
Death
not?
Star was a whole planet, jackass.
Yeah, no. What's the one that's the Star Destroyer? Maybe.
The Star Destroyer was built into a planet.
What's
And this guy
I
wants to
don't
tell me
know
about.
what
I won't get into
what's
it.
I don't know what's like the big one, but it's like more like flat.
Oh, like the Imperial. I was thinking the Star Killer. You're talking about the spaceship itself, the
Yeah.
Imperial
The
Destroyer.
Star Destroyers.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I thought you were
Yeah,
saying
so
the
I'm not
Star
that wrong,
Killer,
asshole. No, so like that's they're probably similar in size. So I mean, I could if they are gonna kill us, I don't think they do invasion. It's something that big. They probably got a cannon that can just nuke us to hell, or like shoot the fuck out of us with some kind of weapon. I don't think they're gonna launch a full on assault, but
I mean, Vader's big flagship was about 12 miles long, but I mean, close, I guess. Yeah.
Well, that one was, but I think a regular
12
Star
miles.
Destroyer is right about a mile.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm finding here. So a regular Star Destroyer, yeah. But
Yeah,
Vader's
Star
is
Destroyer was what I was thinking of, asshole.
Okay,
Guy's trying to
but
it's
ridicule
I
50,
me.
take it
it's
back.
5,200 feet. So all right, well, CJ,
Yeah, so
since you
3 times the
now,
time of that. Crazy.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, that leads up to a whole other spot. We ain't gonna burn another arrow on that one. But CJ, what's your thoughts?
Yeah.
Is it aliens or are they here to kill us?
I'd say probably not. I disagree with Aiden a little bit because maybe our rules say that it can't happen, but maybe aliens figured out a way for it to happen because you used to not be able to light up a room just through some magic wires. You used to not be able to play music through your car just through some magic evil energy waves of some sort. So maybe it's something the aliens figured out. Um Always got to go into the spiral of what if they cloak themselves? What if there is a big armada and the rest of them are just cloaked? They're trying to trick us out. But I don't think I'd like to think that the odds of them killing us is probably less likely than the odds of them not if it were to be. Just something about me, at least like day one, maybe not. Maybe they get tired of us pretty quick and think we're stupid as shit. But I don't think if they were to come here, it would be malintent. But I could be wrong. I think I lean on the side of no, probably just passing by, if so. But I also don't think so.
Excuse me. I'm intrigued on the idea that it could be alien, just because I think somewhere deep down it's like I want aliens. I want to know that we're not alone in this great big universe that we're in, amongst all the other universes. But yeah, I think, like say the thing I was watching today in regards was even at light speed, it still take like 2,500 years to get from the nearest star to us at light speed. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'd have to have some Star Wars level science fiction to make that happen. According to the
That
laws of
wasn't
the universe that
galaxy
we
far, far
understand,
away.
it is not possible. That's all I'm
well,
saying.
that's
What if
that's
we
the
don't?
beauty of it. I think too, though, is like I said, the laws of the universe that we understand. If they've made it to us, there's something we've totally, there's something that's going to
Yeah,
blow our
our
mind.
laws would have to be wrong. Yeah, pretty much.
So I don't know. I just brought it up one on the idea that, the I-3. The reason it's three is because it's the third interstellar object that's entered our system. And what's even better, the first one, which was some Hawaiian Halamugu Maki Makududu, was because it was named from some Hawaiian island for the first arriver or some shit. Think of the universe that we live in on a flat plane, and basically this thing dipped into that and then popped back out and went up. So it was really just an abnormal thing, which changed the whole perspective of it. Because I know we live in a very 3D world, but strangely, our our solar system is like on a 2D plane, but like everything was like on the same line at some degree. If you sat out and looked at it, they'd all be even, not just up, down, left, right, everywhere. So, but this one here, like I say, it's just like a turd plopping in the toilet and then plop right back out. So might be the same thing, but I don't know. It's intriguing. Definitely check into it more if you haven't already, and learn something today. It'd be good for you. All right. Well, now we're gonna get to the fun stuff. Don't forget to check us at the Spotify link if you want to catch the extended version of these. You're watching us here on YouTube, you're going to catch the best part where we are going to talk about the UN Squadron for the Super Nintendo. There's fanfare there, you just can't hear it. UN Squadron, Area 88 in Japan. It was released in 1991 September. Developed, published by Capcom, and it's pretty much a side-scrolling shooter. It's one of the first ones they brought out for the Super Nintendo. The basic gist of it: UN Squadron, released in Japan, Area 88, as I said. It's a Help me here. It's manga. Is that right? Manga's comic book.
Yeah, or manga. It
Yeah,
depends.
same
There
thing.
you go. Yeah, see the Asian guy speaks the white language. It's pretty good. It works pretty good. Anyways, it's based on a manga that came out in Japan, and part of this was it was intention was to give some characters to people can relate to, kind of almost like the beginning of Capcom trying to do properties versus trying to do their own in-house stuff. Um, but again, it's just a side-scrolling shooter video game that was actually developed for the arcade. I found out that I actually have the arcade version on my Capcom collection on my Switch. I played it a little bit. It is a little bit different, feels different. Doesn't feel as chaotic as this one, and actually has some cooler levels that are different there, which we'll come across that. Um, but North America, they decided to release it. They changed it to UN Squadron, but they still have the terrorist group known as Project 4. And I guess at some point there was one called Carrier Air Wing, which was a spiritual successor, which looks and feels a lot like this, at least as of the videos I could see and find on it. But I'll have to dig that up and see how that goes. Either way, nothing too crazy, not too bad. But Aidan, what's your first thoughts? What do you got?
First thoughts is, again, I'm going to retouch on what kind of I touched on last week. You can immediately tell the upgrade in quality from a lot of side scrollers that we played on the NES. This feels so smooth. The movement, the shooting. To me, I found this game very satisfying. Just the way you can move and shoot people. The movement in general is just super satisfying to play with. But this game is hard. This game is hard as hell. If you play on normal difficulty, you're gonna have a very hard time. I ended up beating the game after I switched to easy mode, so that was my kind of way out of maybe
Okay.
cheating the system. I guess it's in the system, so it's not cheating as much. But yeah, this game is difficult, but satisfying at the same time.
I think you definitely do get some reward out of doing it, and especially getting your butt kicked. Let's CJ, how do you feel about this? What was your first impressions?
First impression. I think the way it tees you off, getting you going on the intro, pretty nice. I think the intro is pretty sick. Good music selection, good little cutscene kind of selection thing. It's pretty sick. Um, But yeah, I can definitely say I do agree it was very difficult, and I wish there was an easier mode. Maybe could be up my alley. But yeah, very difficult movement. I do agree with Aiden. It scratches that itch kind of in a way. Did notice early on. Did kind of scratch the I don't know. It felt good kind of to play. Like I told you guys off pod, like first initial shot, I was like, man, this is just so tough. I don't think I can get into it. And then like 4 minutes later, I'm like, man, this kind of feels nice. Like it just feels really smooth. So kind of it was a crazy 4 minute turnaround, but overall good vibes from the beginning.
I tried to think of what it was that made me come back to this game. I'll admit, like I said, playing it this time, I was like, I think I made a bad choice, just because it's hard. It is. There's no lies. This game is hard, especially when you're just not into I don't say not into shooters, but not in practice, I guess. And I think collectively we can all agree the more you played it, you got better every time, which I think that's part of what the draw is. There's reward for your coming back to do it. Um, I'm going to sell some history as I normally do on this. I remember this as being one of the first games I ever rented for the Super Nintendo. So, being a 90s kid, I have got my hands on a Super Nintendo, playing Super Mario World and all that. It's like, well, I want more. And for those of you who don't remember, which you guys may or may not, but there's a place in town that you go to, several places, most towns, where you can go and rent a video game. You paid $2 for a day, maybe $4 or $5 for the weekend, and you got the opportunity to try and play a game. Partially, this is what caused video games to be so damn hard in America. Ninja Gaiden, that's one of them. It's not that hard in Japan, but they found out that Americans apparently rent games. It's like, oh, you want to beat a game in a weekend? Not our games. So they crank up the difficulty, and I think that's kind of what this kind of maybe suffers from a little bit, was the worry of that weekend beating it. So that might be in part of that, but I grew up on an Air Force base, and I just had a love for planes, and a lot of these are real planes that you get in this, and it just I think that's part of what leads me back into really loving this game, is just my love for planes and fighter jets and things like that. They're just, I think, as a kid from the 80s who grew up with Top Gun and all those kind of things, the movie, not the game, it's just something that you wanted, But, outside of that, outside of nostalgia for me, CJ, thoughts on the
Yes,
graphics?
sir. One big thing I did like, because I did like the backgrounds. Felt like they played into it a lot more than stuff we've seen before. I know, like, the dark clouds, thunder, lightning flashing off at you. That's sweet. I think a lot of the backgrounds, show at least like the sky. It doesn't make it look like you're super up in the sky. You see the ground. I mean, I think it adds to it. Um, I do think one thing that killed me, it might have just been my experience. I'm not sure. I know we kind of all played it different ways. I did definitely get some major bogged down with a lot of enemies on the screen, at least personally.
Mhm.
Like I said, I don't know if everybody saw it, but that kind of sucked. In a way, it was helpful because it kind of put me in slow mo. But I will say, from trying to play this on two different things, definitely think I'm more tuned to the bigger screen. On the smaller screen, I had a really hard time seeing enemy fire. But overall, I think movement wise, it moved really clean. Like I said, the background had some depth. I like the different plane options. I think all the attacks were definitely varied. It didn't just kind of seem like some bullshit. Oh, this one's technically stronger, but the same bullet. Like, could definitely tell everything apart. I think overall, other than the slight bog downs, it was pretty smooth. So I think it looked pretty, played pretty. Aiden disagrees, but I'll let him tee off about that.
One thing I do disagree is I have no clue really what you're talking about playing on different things. I played it on a licensed Nintendo system, obviously. As you know, licensed Nintendo system, that's what I played it on, and I had a great time on it. Please don't sue me. No. No, but yeah,
Play with power.
it looked good. I'm a sucker for roguelike type games. So I like the feeling of like buy menus and like upgrading and progressively getting stronger and earning money. Uh Yeah, but this game, it looked good. Like I said, it's 16-bit, so it's going to look and play a lot smoother graphics wise. I think the character models look good, the plane models look good. Uh, yeah, it played smooth, looked smooth. I personally didn't have any bogged down issues really that much. But I do think one thing about this game, which I didn't touch on, is there is definitely there's a learning curve and there's definitely a big skill gap. Like I had to learn to at simultaneously cycle through my special weapons, fire my special weapons and my regular gun at the same time. Like and that's what something I wasn't doing. And once you start like learning how to do that and getting better at that, the game does become easier. Because I was using one ability or a couple abilities around, but you have to use them at the same time when you're fighting bosses and cycle through them quickly, and that's how you got to play this game in my opinion. But yeah, I do think it looked graphics wise it looked well. It looked good, not well. But yeah, it looked good.
Well,
The I think that definitely the graphics with the upstep, they're small sprites, because it allows for the bigger ones to seem bigger, especially like when you talk like the bosses or even some of the mini bosses. But you knew what everything was. Like I say, you could tell the difference between your jet and three other jets. All the different types, the spread wings, the attack ones, the tanks on the ground, all that stuff. So I think the graphics themselves really enhance it. You both touched on it. I can't disagree. The backgrounds with the depth, the parallax scrolling, the one level it had the trees at the bottom that would blow
Yeah.
apart, so it actually gave you like a whole foreground to even mess with. Just a lot of good details in this, and they brought a lot of that arcade technology feel from it because again, I mentioned earlier in the arcade version there was a couple levels I can't swear to you it's in this game, but it's very early in the arcade version. You go through a city and it has like a double decker highway where you can fly on the top deck or fly down low on the other deck. You go through buildings. So I mean, like you have to blast a hole and like fly through a building to get to the other side. That was kind of cool in there. But truthfully, to go back and look at it, uh, yes, the Capcom Collection one was an emulation of the arcade version, as you know, according to this as being the Nintendo one. They kind of look almost perfectly one on one for the graphic wise. Now some of the menu stuff, the old guy is a little bit different and those kind of things, but gameplay wise, top notch on both sides of it. Now we mentioned also the soundtrack, and I kind of wish I had an opportunity to stop and listen to more music on this because it was a rocking soundtrack. It got your adrenaline going. The one sorry, the one tracks would make you feel like, oh, this intensity is flying going all this, but there's also ones like when the big submarine came up. It's like, oh no, here's the doom coming at you. It's going to kick your ass. So they used the music really well with it. The planes blowing up and crashing through, I think, went really well. Music wise, I think it's pretty top notch. But I mean, you got any thoughts, any complaints with it, eh?
No, I personally, it's not something that stood out to me that much as Super Mario World did, just because I'm more familiar with that music. But I definitely
Mhm.
did like the changing of music throughout the levels. You're in a boss fight, the music changes. It helps with the intensity. And it really makes sense that you said it's an arcade port because you can really tell with the gun sounds and the destroying that it's like reminiscent of if you're playing in an arcade. Just the sound of your jet shooting its stuff, shooting its missiles and regular guns. It does sound like it's coming from an arcade, and it sounds good. It's not a knock on it at all. It does sound good. But yeah, I don't have any knocks on the soundtrack at all. I didn't go back and re-listen to it. Sometimes I do for certain games. But yeah, it definitely does, especially for a game like this. It definitely does add to have a banging soundtrack to add suspense and realize when, oh, I'm in a high stress situation, the music changed, I got to lock in, stuff like that. It definitely helps the overall experience.
Yep, agreed, dude. I think, like I said, from the jump, the intro, kind of was sitting here, getting everything going, opening the game up, messing around with some stuff on my computer, and I'm like, kind of froze and look over. I'm like, this is kind of killer. Like it felt like the intro to a good movie or something. The music from the jump was great. I agree with you guys. The change in music throughout the levels, it really ups the intensity. I think all the gun sounds, all the ship sounds, all the enemy sounds, like everything was nice there too, like you all said. I think you had a really good point, Aiden. It sounded arcadey, like it had that arcadey touch to it, but not in a bad way. It didn't sound like sharks and bubbles and stuff. It actually sounded good. So I definitely could enjoy some of that. That's going on my list of good things here.
The the arcadey part, I actually didn't think about it, but yeah, as you mentioned, I took a second of like it took me back to a point like you'd walk through an arcade and if you didn't hear people over there fighting or Hadouken coming out of somewhere, there's something blowing up. So yeah, I feel you there. I'm like, just there's some places some chaos is going on, shit's getting blown up, and just alarms and bells and all that. It's like it brings a good part. I appreciate you bringing in that memory. Um, so in this here, I don't know. I think the collective thing is we can argue that this game was hard. Um, I played it on normal for a couple times. I went down easy. I still got my ass handed to me. But I still enjoyed every second of it. But I guess if you can't go outside of the fact that it was hard. I want to hear if you had something that you really disliked. If you can't pinpoint something, tell me a boss that you hated. What do you got for me? See,
Man, I literally went straight to Aiden after this. I was actually playing for a while, and at one point texted Aiden, "Hey, you want to play some Valorant?" And right before he got on, dude, I was just getting pissed, and so I don't know, 40 more minutes goes by, he gets on, and I'm like, dude. This stealth bomber genuinely took me 9 attempts. I counted, dude. The stealth bomber took me 9 attempts until I realized I could just dump fucking bombs on it from up top until it started to move up. And then I just had to struggle to try to stay out the way. Like, it shoots the bomb out back and just fucking. And especially, like, dude, I'm telling you, this stealth bomber was like a football team that just got the ball on the 1 yard line that isn't getting 50-yard chunk plays. They're getting 10 yards and then 10 yards and then 10. Dude, it was marching me down the fucking field. And finally, I could block the field goal. I mean, it gave me the business. And I'm glad you said the difficulty because it played into that. It definitely, it kicked my ass. I was getting really frustrated. I didn't have the ability of like what the Switch gives you of oh fuck, I didn't mean to fall in that hole, let me rewind really quick. I didn't have that, so it's getting even more pissed off and frustrated. It did take me a second to figure out the abilities. I will say is my other knock, just based on it's so intense almost from the jump, and if it's like something that you only get one or three of, it's like, well, do I want to use this on nothing? But then I go to use it and I'm like looking right at it and it drops something instead. And I didn't, know this at the time. So I'm like, oh fuck, my panic button, my extra ability, and I drop a bomb and there's nothing below me. So that was painful. And other than that, the one thing that killed me, I think it's probably it tunes into it leans into the difficulty a good bit, but God, man, it felt like if somebody sneezed on your fucking plane, you were in panic mode, almost out of health. Like, God, it was just killing me because I'm not a very good pilot here. Like, I'd just bump into drag ass on the bottom or something, or like nick a plane in the wing, and then all of a sudden I'm freaking out. And I I will give it a little bit of credit, even though I'm bitching about it. It did add to the intensity, which I'm sure was part of the plan here. So, props to them for freaking me out in the process.
I wanted to ask this because I don't know if either of you guys had found any of them, but did you find any of the secret items like the bombs, the health packs, any of that in the game
Yeah,
anywhere?
yeah, yep.
Did you know
I
in
did
that
like the
stealth
bomb.
level? Did you know that stealth level? Right as that stealth plane starts to come up, if you go back up to the top of the screen and start shooting, there's a health thing that fills you back up there.
I accidentally got it
I did
once,
find
and
a
I did
couple of
not
those.
know that
Yeah.
there was any correlation.
It didn't help. It didn't help, but I was see if you found it.
There's a couple of those invisible ones everywhere. Like you just start shooting the air and it like on a couple boss fights, it just gives you extra missiles and shit like that. That's a pretty
Hmm.
cool touch.
Not helpful.
But
It's handy.
on the dislike aspects, I didn't have a bunch of major gripes with it. Aside from the difficulty, which I don't even really mind it. And I do want to say on the legal licensed Nintendo system I was playing on, it mine's a special version, and you could assign save points. So I don't want you guys to think that I beat this game like speed running through the whole thing. I definitely save point before a level. I mean, I'm not restarting the whole game after playing it for 3 hours. So I did have some save points through there. So I'm not just a complete G like that. Uh, as for my dislikes with the game, something I did dislike, it seemed like some of the difficulty was like cheap and artificial. I don't like artificial difficulty where they add like kind of little tedious stuff instead of actually adding a mechanic that's difficult. They add like for example like on a boss fight, they add like a bunch of ads, a bunch of little enemies shooting at you rather than just making the actual boss more difficult. I'm not a fan of that on any boss fight with any game. Actually, in a lot of FormSoft bosses are like that, and it artificially boosts the difficulty of a boss without actually adding cool mechanics, and it just feels like a cheap way to make it more difficult just for the sake of it being difficult, and it doesn't add anything to the actual experience. So that would probably be my most major gripe are bosses and levels that are difficult in that way.
What what boss did you probably dislike the most? Which one just really burned your ass?
It was I can't remember. Obviously I don't know the name of it, but it was
Okay.
It was the ship that popped up, and it had two little platforms that's constantly producing jets out through it's like I don't know, it's like gray, and it's shooting missiles up in the sky, like two things of shooting missiles, and has two little platforms that's constantly spewing jets out, and it has like a cannon that pops up and down and is spraying missiles. I don't know if you guys got to that one yet, but I'm pretty sure it's like
Was it
level
on
4 maybe.
was it on the ground or was it in the water? Was it in the water?
I don't think it was. It might have been on the ground or the water, but I don't remember seeing the ground or the water. I just saw like the top of the ship. I don't remember there
Okay,
being.
okay.
But yeah, that was.
Well,
I might be. I might. You guys might not have made it to this one, but that was my least favorite one. If you didn't, then you'd know. It was a pain in the ass.
it truthfully, like I say, playing this in the last rounds of playing this many years ago, I faintly remember something like that. As you're saying it, it's kind of like I want to say it was like a land tank carrier, aircraft carrier, but like it was on the land. That's how I remember it. Maybe one of the
Mm.
desert scenes or something like that. As my brain puts it together, but
I want to say
who
it could
knows?
have been. It could have been like a just supposed to be like a big ship in the air because I don't remember seeing ground or water like in. You know, you could
Hmm.
usually tell by the background what type of level it is. I want to say it was maybe like a flying like air carrier ship or something, but it was in the point of the game for me where I did not have like the $300,000 ship or the or even like the more expensive. I want to say this was like level 3 or 4. I did not have like a really expensive ship, so I didn't have a bunch of different types of abilities. I think I had the cluster, the bombs, and one more ability. And the two little things that spewed out ships 24/7, you didn't have enough bombs to destroy it. So if it's you had to pick one, like you gotta you gotta destroy this thing that's shooting ships 24/7, or you destroy the main thing. It's like you have to choose, and it's like it's AIDS the whole time. It is it made me want to quit a couple times. I probably spent the most time on that boss level for sure.
Huh. You'll have those that I get you there. I'm with you. Like I said, the slowdown I can't complain about. Actually, I felt it welcome at the time because when there was shit going everywhere, there was shit going everywhere. And I don't know. Like I said, I try to think through it. Like, there's something in this I know that pisses me off. And I'm not thinking what frustrates me outside of just the shooter game frustrates me because the blind spots. You got you so focused on one side of it, then now nowhere you get hit with a bullet out of there. So, and I always hated those one planes that would come through the left side of the screen and basically try to chase you down. It's like that just sucks because I can't really do anything against those. I think gameplay wise, one of my own personal complaints was I think the airplane stuff they're really bad about getting to me. Um, the submarine was really bad, but like when it attacks your base, it's like now you have to focus on this. And it's like I don't want to fight it. That's why it made it to the base. I don't want to go and fight this damn submarine. I don't want to fight this stupid ass stealth bomber again. So
Yes, holy shit, dude.
Oh,
Holy fuck.
one more gripe. I don't know what you said in there that brought it up, but I wish the money progression was a little different. I'm not sure if it was just the character I selected. We didn't actually get into that, but I selected the fat guy, and I think he doesn't level up as much as the girl. I think her thing is she levels up faster, but I wish there was like the money or the prices of the planes were a little different because what ends up happening you have pretty much the first plane. Or there's like eight, I think 8 levels throughout the whole game or something like that. So it's
mhm.
like for the first plane, you're pretty much on the first plane for like the first three levels. Like you don't even get to buy a new plane really until like you just don't have enough money for it. And once you do buy that second plane, you're on that second plane for another 3 levels, and you end up like just getting to buy like a new plane at the very end of the game, like one of the more expensive planes at the very end of the game. I feel like you could definitely, again, maybe it was the character I chose. Maybe made the planes a little cheaper, or just made the money you earned a little faster, or you earn money a little faster. I feel like that makes sense because I was even doing the special levels, like fighting the little special bosses, like attacking the little special like green truck things, and I was like
Oh,
even
the
doing that,
convoy.
and I
Yeah.
found myself even by level 7 not having enough money for like the or I mean by level 6 not having enough money for like the 350,000 or $500,000 plane.
You know,
Good.
I was gonna say he's teeing me off and into the opposite here because I actually really enjoyed the money progression. I One of my biggest things I mentioned pre-pod, I had something I really liked about this game, and it was the fact that even after eating shit and dying, you kept your money because it's hard. and it was a good mechanic to let you keep your money. Because after I just got my ass whooped without being able to afford the best stuff, now I can. For example, in the Stealth Bomber, by the time I beat it, I was on plane number 2. I already upgraded to plane 2 because I got to keep my money. I
I
love
did
the
not
money
find that.
progression.
I
No,
mean,
I
I like.
loved it. I feel the opposite. That was one of my
I
favorite
don't. I
parts
feel
of the
like
game.
you're not at all disagreeing with me. I love. I literally said I'm a rogue type like guy. I love earning money and buying stuff and buying different shit. Like I love money.
Dude, I didn't think it was
Like
ever. I didn't think
any
it was
mechanic
bad.
like that. I mean, I feel like you didn't progress past level 3. So how can you touch on that later game progression? So I mean, I don't know how you can completely disagree with me here, but
I
I
totally
I
disagree.
I love the money aspect. That's one of the like I literally love that in games. That's one of my favorite aspects. Uh, but I just found the later game progression, like even like I don't even know how you could get like the $1 million jet because I barely afforded the $500,000 like towards the last couple levels. So I don't know
Hmm.
personally.
I maybe that's what part of it is maybe that is the difference between easy and normal. Maybe I don't know. I'd pay better attention to that. Like I say, you get more money for it, so that way you get the cooler shit more likely, easier, faster. I myself, like I say, I'm with you guys. I enjoyed the whole.
I went dark on you here. You're good.
I
I'm just
noticed.
need to plug in my light here.
I enjoyed the whole thing of being able to buy other planes and getting the different weapons with it and all that. I'm with you guys on that one. Um, but yeah, I did feel like some things were just out of reach. What since you mentioned it, I guess we'll take a second little step at that. What what guys did you pick mostly? Now, before you get too deep into this, that first character guy, Aidan, was actually a guy. It was not a girl.
Oh,
Oh, it looks like a girl.
canceled.
Man,
Yeah, well,
Canceled.
he's very Japanese, so.
yeah.
Canceled. The
But
VGR podcast has been shut down. I went
which
with
which
blue guy. I went with Mickey. Blue guy. I like blue. I thought Mickey looked cool. And when I can't decide and there's 3 options, I normally go for the middle. So Mickey it was.
Pretty sure that's the shitty
okay,
choice. But
and
pretty sure the blue guy's a shitty choice. Maybe that's why
he
you struggle.
I'm trying to find it where I had it saved here, but somewhere explains it. The first guy, which I can't find his damn name, he was a Japanese guy. He's actually with the mangas based all around. He's the main character in the manga, and basically he's like a unwilling assailant who basically get drugged into the Area 88 fighting force and basically has to earn money to get out. That's my understanding of what the manga actually is. But he levels up faster. So where we collected little orbs to make your weapon get wider, he does it quicker than everyone else. The guy on the right, the bigger guy, Greg, something or other, he's the one I usually used. And that's one Aiden said he used. Um, his thing is he's tough. So where you get hit by a bullet, you hit an intense moment of danger, danger, danger. And I guess it takes a couple seconds to go back to where you can get hit again.
Yeah.
Should you get hit in that danger, danger, danger moment, you're going to die. But Greg's his goes back faster, so it's like half the time. So I think it's like 6 seconds on a regular. He go back in 3.
Okay. Might have been helpful.
Now the one guy you pick, CJ, his specialty is he can use multiple weapons more than anyone else. And it has no benefit in the NES, Super NES version. It's an arcade benefit where you could pick more weapons collectively than everyone else could. So yeah, he did you no good to get anywhere in this game. So just to throw that out for you.
We agree on that last part. I'll tell you that.
Definitely did you no
Oh,
good at all. So
yeah.
well let's wrap this up here. We're about that time. Um I'll start with let's start with CJ. What's your final thoughts on this?
Honestly, I thought it was a good premise. Like I said, it definitely came off as a slap in the face of difficulty, but once you get 4 minutes into it, the buttery smooth gameplay kind of makes it. I don't know what it is. There's certain games, I know everybody that plays video games knows this, but there are certain games that itch your itch, whether it's a temporary itch or a permanent itch that you always have. But this game really itched an itch I didn't know I had. Felt really good to play. kind of like I'd get mad and be like, "Fuck it, this is stupid. I'm not playing anymore." And then I'd be like, "Ah, well, let me try again." It just did a good job at bringing you back in. I thought the ship upgrades. I know we all talked about it. I liked that. Just I'd say just the upgradability and progression in general in the game's pretty good. Soundtrack was banging. Um, like I said, whole good premise. I didn't know it was based off the manga. I typically don't do research. I tried to games that I haven't picked. For games I haven't picked, I totally try to go in absolutely blind. And I know I've even mentioned before to Aidan, I'll be on Discord or something and be like, dude, I did not think this is what this game was about. I thought this game was about Kung Fu and this is about fucking spaceships. Like I try to go in blind to games that you guys pick. So I didn't know what to expect, but it was cool. I thought it was cooler than expected, especially I first opened it up. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna like this, man. I was like, fuck. I was like, Larry picked a stinker. And then I was like, okay, this game's actually kind of enjoyable here. So overall, I enjoyed my time playing it. I'd say so.
Well, the idea in this, like I say, was I don't understand it either, but I always felt there was something that brings you back to this game. And
Yeah.
there's enough dopamine, I guess, in every little progression in this that makes you want to go further with it. So that's kind of where I think, where at least my brain was going with it, and definitely something a little different than what we've played. Aiden, what's your final thoughts, Mister? I beat this game.
Well, hello, that's my middle name, Aidan. I beat this game. Uh, yeah, I enjoyed this game. It's one of those games that I personally like trying to find. Even when I brought up my dislikes, I was struggling to find something. But also, don't think this game did anything to blow my socks off, like a Super Mario World. Like not to glaze CJ here, but compared to Super Mario World, I feel like this game doesn't do anything like 10 out of 10 perfect, but it also doesn't do anything offensive. I mean, it's a very hard game. It is Nintendo hard. I can see that some see that the Super Nintendo did not lose that premise that games being stupidly difficult like some of the games we played on Nintendo were. But yeah, I enjoyed the money and upgrading your ship. I liked the premise. It was super satisfying to play. I liked the gun sounds. The music was fine. It didn't. I liked the music, but it didn't blow my socks off either.
Go listen to it
Mm,
again, buddy.
Go check it out. It flows with you a little bit.
I was gonna say it's not, nothing's really. I don't. Nothing's really bringing me back memory wise. Maybe I just need to catch myself up on it. Uh, yeah. This game was a solid game. It didn't blow my socks off, but it also didn't do anything offensive. It was a fun little game I could play and listen to the VGR podcast while I do it.
There you go. There you go. It's a great
hmm
thing to do. We'll do it again while you listen to it again this week.
hmm
I have a strange love for this game, and I don't understand it either. Um, to be brutally honest, like I told you guys, I felt that I may have made a mistake, but as we play it, and I hear you guys like, no, there's the reason I wanted to play it is here. Still may not be able to explain it, but it is a good, solid game. Where you mentioned it being Nintendo hard, it is, but it's not like old Nintendo games. This, you guys both have said it moves well. You control. It does what you want it to do.
hmm
So, if nothing else, it's hard because it's hard, not hard because it's sloppy, not hard because you can't make
Agree.
things happen.
That's a great point.
Um, it's just that, and I think the best thing that I can really say about this that really comes forward on it is because it's so damn hard, every reward is rewarding. So I think that's what makes this really good. And personally, I obviously recommended it. I would recommend it to anybody if you have a chance to play it. Yes, it's going to kick your ass for a little bit, but don't give up. It's definitely a get back up, try it again kind of game. Learn from your mistakes. And I think, yeah, I mean, don't be wrong. I'll be back on it at some point. So,
I agree. I would also recommend this game. I had a good time playing it. I do really agree with what Larry said about it wasn't hard because the game mechanics were bad. It was just difficult. You'd have some games on the Nintendo where either the movement was really sloppy, you didn't have any air directional movement, so that's kind of what increased the difficulty. No, this is just hard for being hard. I do recommend this game. I don't know if I'll come back to it just because I beat it. But if I hadn't, I definitely would come back to it. I had a lot of fun on this game, and I know CJ is going to agree.
I couldn't recommend this to anybody. I'll never play it again. No, honestly, definitely from the start of it, I would have thought those would have been my answers. But no, I actually do think, especially after talking about it, I do want to go take another spin at it. But I do think you should give it a shot. I think for the difficulty of the game, it is a challenge, but it's such a smooth challenge. It doesn't like you both hit it on the head, Larry. I'll give you your flowers because you said it, but I mean, it's not hard just cause. So I mean, I think that makes a good challenge versus just a challenge. Like for example, some older games you can say, "Oh, well, I beat this," but you didn't really even enjoy doing it. This is something that you can enjoy playing through, and like you said, the rewards are rewarding. So give it a shot. Especially if this is up your alley. But even if it's not, obviously, I said just wasn't something I was very excited about once I loaded it up outside of the theme music. 2 minutes in, and I'm like, "Fuck this game." And I still spent like another hour and a half playing it. So if CJ can give you an early fuck this game and spend another hour and a half on it, I say you got to give it a shot. So
Well, I mean, that sounds like a way to go recommendation if I ever heard one. Aidan, for you, I will recommend somewhere in this. Again, it's called Carrier Air Wing, which is a spiritual sequel to this. Screenshots and pictures of it make it look like it's pretty much the same thing, just a little bit more, a little bit different. So, if you need a more challenge, there's something else for you to play. But
There you go.
outside of that, it's the time. It's time. We got to put numbers on this shit. So, let's get real. Let's get on this. BJ.
Okay, I'll go first. I think Aiden had a good point. We've said it before. We'll say it again. Nothing blew my socks off. Wasn't as great as the greatest game of all time that I picked, but it also didn't shit the bed like some other games that have been picked in the past. So I would like to say didn't really do anything terrible. Didn't do anything fantastic, but there were some enjoyable features. So baseline, we're starting at 5 because it did nothing bad. So it's at least got to be a 5, right? I think it did enough good and enough enjoyability, even though it was difficult, to land me at a 6.4. I think 6.4 is fair. I think when I look at it relative to other scores that I have given so far this season, I think anything too much higher would be unfair from what I've scaled this season at so far. So I think 6.4 is a pretty good score here. So that'll add to the average.
Okay. How about you, A? You took it to the limit, man. What's your overall take? What number you got?
I'm trying to look here because I don't want to be I don't want to be too what's it called when recency bias. I don't want to add too much recency bias here and rate above a game I would actually rather play. I want to say, obviously, I've said it earlier in the podcast. I found this game enjoyable. There's not a ton of things I really hated about the game. It felt smooth to play. It wasn't really buggy or nothing. Nothing offensive occurred in this game, but it was enjoyable. I had fun playing it, so that's why I'm giving it a 7.6 on my scale. 7.6.
Nice.
Well, there you go. That's a number. I like that number too. I'm with you. Like I say, I'm trying to. Like I said, I didn't go back and look at the other list, so I still haven't gone. But we'll go with the same thing. It's fun. It's clean. It's good. The challenge is top shelf. Um, I like I said, I'm trying to pull it back to where my love, my nostalgia for it, the memories are tied to it, but also I've created new ones every time I do play this thing. It's a very good game. 7.5 is where I'm at actually too. So I've been holding on tight to that number, so I'm gonna go with that number.
Like it. And that brings us to a 7.2 average, officially getting the first good game stamp of season 2 SNES, brought to you by VGR Podcast.
Hey, it's
Hell
a good
yeah.
game.
Not-
I mean,
Not the second great title, but it's the first good. So it's pioneering the way for.
hey, man, to be brutally honest, we're gonna have a long mountain to get back up on top of. But you know
Yeah.
what? It's the thing is there's crap in this, and I know we're probably gonna avoid some crap at least until we get to some extras. Uh, but a good game is about where we wanted to be. I think it's
Yeah.
as,
A good
as I
game is
said
good for
before.
us.
As I said before, I think it's a good palate cleanser.
Yeah,
So
good way to put it.
Hey, no one,
Good.
not everyone can get the first pick 2 years in a row. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, not everybody's that lucky. So,
I know the
but
commissioner. Don't worry about it.
mhm.
He made
Gurgle,
the wheel that
gurgle.
we used. Let's just say that.
That is true.
Should see the odds. Should see the odds. But either way, CJ, what does the great prophet Kanye got for us?
You know, I was thinking about this, and I think this is a good quote for the game that we had. It's from my favorite album by the fella, Graduation. It's on the song Stronger. Huge radio
Okay.
hit. It had a Daft Punk sample, and it's actually from the Daft Punk sample itself. It's work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. Because that's how I felt about this game. The more you did it, the more you worked it, the better you got, the harder it was, but the faster you did it, the more fun you had. So I think this is maybe one of my more fitting on par quotes I've had so far.
Fitting on par. I like that. I like that there. Well, I don't think we got any other business left other than closing this baby out. But Aidan, you're going to tell us what we got coming, and you want to take us home?
Guys, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do so. Check us out on Spotify for the full version. You know, just hear our audio. Give us some thumbs up on our socials. We got the link tree in the YouTube bio. And if you're listening to it on Spotify, come see our pretty faces. I mean, beautiful, amazing faces. See our reaction. I mean, we got more things coming. Season 2 is on its way, up and rolling in full gear. Next week, it's going to be a great game that I know the name of, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles something. It's going to be a great game. We're gonna have a great time playing it. I cannot find our draft. I can't find the name of it in our folder. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4. It's gonna be a great game. I was just adding some suspense. So I was needing somebody to help me out here. But yeah, it's gonna be a great game. Tune in for next week. Might got some special things coming. Who knows? Maybe an extra after next week. Who knows? We'll figure out. We'll let you guys know. But
Yeah.
like, subscribe, do all the fun stuff. Send us some questions at vgrpod@gmail.com. Yeah, it's been another fun one, guys. With that, Terminator CJ in the building. We'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Got to be
All
a
right.
good cover photo at some point here. Stop.
I couldn't
Oh.
find the draft in the I was trying to do that last second.
All right, stop there.
Export
Come back here.
body.
Craig.
Format black. Oh, black file.